I think everyone can hear me now. This is about the third or fourth time this has happened to me. Welcome everyone. Sorry, I have been talking, but only to myself. We're 13 minutes into this session. I had a microphone issue, just silly old me. I'm a little bit tired. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, so it's been quite a long day for me. Watching Iggy Combo into turn 3. As you can see, I said just under 13 minutes on the clock. We've had 9 drivers set times so far. A few drivers have invalidated. Thank you, Apex. Yeah, it is all good, mate. It was all good before. But apart from my mishap, I was having a load of fun on my own, apparently. So we see Asics into the wall, and he's out. And it looks like he's done that at turn 8 there, actually. And he's firmly out of this qualifying session. He really struggled on that corner before. I was talking about it, but none of you guys could hear it. As we're watching Iggy Combo not finish his lap because he is invalidated. Crossfires is also invalidated his lap. A lot of drivers are invalidating at the moment. Stinos is in second place, and looking like he's going to get a penalty there, as he did not enter the pit lane at all correctly there. He did run through turn 9 and then decided to enter the pits. That potentially will be a penalty coming his way after the race. If any of you drivers are watching, remember to keep to the right hand side of the white line on the pit entry, as you will receive a 2-point penalty for each offence that you commit and are caught for on stream or by other drivers. So Anthony saying it's a big penalty. It's only 2 points for every time, but obviously it would probably, the game should penalise you for doing that, but it doesn't. As we're seeing James Bissett come around turn 1, and he runs up the hill. I was saying before, it's quite fitting for the white Red Bull livery car at the Red Bull ring, and obviously we're going to probably lose this very, very soon, but he's definitely not lost it through turn 3. He's up on his time. He's purple in the first sector as you're on the run down towards turn 4. And he negotiates it rather nicely, hitting the apex oh so sweet as we come around turn 5 and just on the descent now through turn 6, as we've got to make our way back down the hill again. Not so steep it looks down the hill as it is up towards turn 3 as we come over the crest towards turn 9, and really want to chuck it in here as he doesn't invalidate, does it oh so perfectly there, and then around turn 10 and invalidates the same as Young Lights did a few moments ago, as Young Lights now comes around turn 10, keeps it firmly within track limits there on those medium tyres. Where's it going to put him? Second fastest, a 1:03.9. Big Weir was saying this was going to be a very, very fast and competitive race tonight, or in Big Weir's terms, oh so sweaty, as it's looking like the case. I think he's going to be in a bit of a shot there down in P9. He is running through turn 6 and into turn 7 now, just missing the apex of turn 7. Looks like he goes purple in sector 2. Didn't catch his sector 2 timings there, so do apologise if anyone did see it. That is, you'll know what sort of time he's on, and he does ruin turn 10 there. He really runs through it rather badly and goes into 7th place, few places down from his Aston Martin teammate. The man in 2nd place in the championship is running in 7th place as it stands for the race, but we have got 9 and a bit minutes to go in this session. Still not had 5 drivers set laps. We're not going to have 6 drivers. We haven't had 6 drivers set laps due to Asics invalidating his lap time. Crossfires in the Williams, comes around turn 3. Big kick of the old oversteer there on the exit, and it's really hard to get the power down there through turn 3 with the undulation, and it's an off-camber corner, and there's all sorts going on there. It doesn't really look like very much to the eye, but it really does suffer with traction on the rear as he comes around turn 6 now and into turn 7, using all the road on the entry as he comes around turn 8 now, and he goes purple sector 2. It's looking like a pretty good lap here from the Williams as he comes around turn 9 now and into the final of turn 10. Short circuit here, a lot of time to be lost and gained. Where's it put him? Second fastest for the Williams driver. 3 drivers are in the 103s as it stands, but only 1 on the medium tyres, and Young Lights is looking really promising there, and a really good lap. Stinos is invalidated there, as we are seeing other drivers on laps, but crucially, a lot of them are invalidating their times more and more, and they're going to have to make sure Mr. BT now takes provisional pole with a 103.739 in that Red Bull, and he goes even faster. Sorry, he was already on provisional pole. He just takes an even faster time there and gives the other drivers a bit more of a challenge, as the championship leader is down in 5th place in the Alpha Tauri. Anthony is coming around turn 9. Nice there with track limits. He's going to extract all of the track through turn 10. Not so much, but where's it put him? 6th fastest on the medium tyres. Bugs Bunny is trying again. James is on an outlap, and see this sort of tendency from James where he doesn't seem to get very many laps in at the start and then puts in a real stonker at the end. H. Bosworth is coming around, and the 2 Alfa Romeos have yet to set laps as he's about to negotiate turn 9, and into turn 10 he comes now, and misses the apex of turn 10 there, but keeps it within track limits on the exit, which is oh so important, and goes 13th fastest. Boosters is going to come across the line, try and move himself off the bottom, and he does. He goes 12th with a 105.117. James Biscuit is on his lap, got some traffic ahead of him potentially, or is he backed off there? It looks like he has. So he's going to have another go in a moment or two. It looks like Stinos is on a lap by the looks of things, as he has got an Alfa Romeo just ahead of him as he invalidates there. And everyone really trying to extract all of the track, and of course suffering the biggest of the consequences is Iggy. Just as Stinos negotiates the pit lane proper this time. He may not get a penalty for that before if he didn't have enough fuel. He may get away with it if he can prove that. Of course, got Iggy, who's going sideways through the Lauda curve and is completely ruined his next lap, his 4th lap in qualifying, as it said in the top left corner with the yellow flags. James Biscuit is now back in the pits. As we see Big Weir coming in to turn 3, is on a lap, and up those gears he comes with 7th and now 8th gear, as he now makes a slight descent and can brake, has to brake just a little bit earlier there into turn 4 as he now negotiates this turn 5, which is really a nothing corner. And as you see him now come through turn 6 and 7. We're just going to see what he can do across the line as he's about to come around turn 9. And then, of course, a subsequent turn 10 as he invalidated through turn 9 there. And is he going to just have another go? He's going to have enough time to get around to do another lap. A lot of the drivers are on in the pits at the moment. Not many drivers on their laps. We've got Amir Guna down in 11th. That's not somewhere I'd have thought Amir would be, but some people, including me, really actually, especially this year, struggle with this circuit so much. I just can't extract enough of the pace. Maybe Amir is the same. He doesn't use corner lines like a lot of the drivers do. So there's a lot of admiration for him there, and he's obviously just struggling to find the limit for him as he's going to come up the hill now. We're right on board with him through turn 1. He takes turn 1 really rather nicely there, actually, as he's now just climbing up the hill and just going to make this little kink of turn 2. It's another nothing corner, but it's only turn 2 because of MotoGP, and it certainly is a corner for those motorbikes. But don't worry about two wheels, as we're on all fours at the moment with the Haas driver coming down towards turn 4. I think I'm taking a little bit of unprofessionalism from Big Weir, who apparently really enjoyed doing last week. It was a really good race, I must say. ruined my strategy at the end, but I did put on a good show for everyone watching. Actually, as we're talking about that and talking about last week's weight, check that out, but please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I just want to get to 150 at the end, but it is very, very close to that now, so maybe I'll do it tonight. I think it's only 3 or 4 that subscribers that we need to. If anyone hasn't subscribed, please subscribe. It would literally make my day. As we're seeing Amir Guna come around turn 10, is this lap going to make his day? Is he going to get towards the top of the timing sheets? Comes across the line, I think, sorry, he's going to go again on another lap. He wasn't on a lap just then. We're seeing Warren, I think, potentially finishing a lap now. 104.6 to beat, doesn't go faster. And some drivers now on their out lap. Stinos is on the out lap. Young Lights has retired from the session, so he really wants to start on the mediums, and that's a wise choice from the Mercedes man. So we see Stinos now start his lap. We've got Mr. BT looking like he's on another lap as well, and Cross fires. He's just coming around turn 3. He's got enough time to do another lap. We also see Stenos coming up the hill now as well. Out laps for some of these drivers. There is a bit of traffic, as you can see there, down towards turn 4 and between turn 4 and turn 3, as we see yellow flags there. And just Mr. BT has just gone through. Stenos is now coming down towards turn 4. We'll just see what drivers are going to finish laps there. Amir Guna is off the circuit. Boosted is coming around the final corner. This must be his final lap. A 105.1 to beat. 104.7 moves him up a couple of spots. He's in 11th place at the moment. I'm going to see what other drivers can do now. Mr. BT comes across the line. I don't think he improved there. Otherwise, we would have seen a fastest lap. Now drivers are starting laps. James Biscuit is on a lap, and we'll stick with him throughout his lap. He's the only man not to do a lap who is able to be on track. Barry is saying Apex for the win. He's in 5th place at the moment and on a lap, as we see James negotiate turn 6 and now around turn 7. He's really on it there, really extracting all of the limit. They're getting a bit of a tow there from Bugs Bunny, potentially, as we see him now negotiate the final 2 corners. He invalidates. He's going to be starting from the back there, as we're seeing if other drivers are on laps at the moment. They are. We've got Stinos. Looks like we've got Anthony as well. We've got a load of drivers on laps. I just want to find out who the last drivers are to cross the line. I don't think H. Bosworth, as the checkered flag isn't out yet, so we still got a bit of time. There's some drivers still going to be starting laps potentially. As Big Weir comes across the line to start another lap for sure, and this is all very exciting. Stinos is starting a lap as well. He's certainly not over the track. He's certainly very, very busy with only 2 drivers. Only 2 drivers in the pit lane, sorry about that. And the checker flag is now out. Amir Guna isn't going to go faster. Trunders isn't going to go any higher than 8th place. We're just seeing Iggy come across the line there. Now we're going to see a McLaren of Yo-Yo as he comes across the line, stays 14th fastest. James Biscuit is going to come across the line now, and he's going to be starting from the back, so effort from him. Bugs Bunny crosses line, goes 2nd faster, and just waiting for other drivers to finish their laps. Look, there was a driver out there, and it is Mr. BT. He's out over the start finish. As Barry says, Big Weir is going to be joining me in commentary. Stinos has gone fastest. There's been chaos over the line. Not too sure what's happened there. We've still seen drivers maybe complete laps, and even more chaos is going on. I think someone crashed across the line. That might have to be investigated at the end, and all going on at the end of qualifying. A lot of repair work is going to have to be happening there, as we see Trunders now getting involved in that as well, just waiting for Apex to cross the line. So Stinos takes pole with a 103.726, and certainly has got very close between a lot of these drivers. 5 drivers are in the 103s And everyone, apart from H. Bosworth, got into the 104s. And that certainly is very, very close together on pace. I'm sure this race is going to bring us some twists and turns and certainly some great overtakes. This is one of the circuits that are king of overtakes. As we'll run down the order now for the end of qualifying. Stinos, the Dutchman in the McLaren, the orange with the orange car, is in pole position with a 103.726. Mr. BT is in second. Bugs Bunny is in third. Crossfire is in fourth. Young Lights is on the mediums in fifth. Sixth is Anthony. Apex is in seventh. Big Weir is in eighth. Trunders is ninth. Warren is 10th. 11th is Boosted, first man starting the fresh tyres. Amiguna is in 12th. 13th is Iggy Combo. Yo-Yo is in 14th. H. Bosworth in 15th. 16th is James Bixley. And Atix, who didn't set a lap, is starting 17th and last on the grid as we're going to get into the race now. I presume it's going to be a dry race for this Austrian Grand Prix, because Big Weir said he hated the idea of having a wet race, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. As Scott Ayres is saying, come on, Mr. BT. Sorry, Barry, I didn't catch what you just said there. We're just waiting for drivers to sort out their strategies, make very minor tweaks to their setups, and then we'll get on with the formation lap in just a few moments' time. He's saying last to first. Challenge accepted. Welcome everyone. If you've only just joined us, we've got 36 of this Austrian Grand Prix to run. We're seeing the pit strategy at the bottom of your screen now. It's a two-stop for sure, a soft medium, or a soft medium, or the reverse for the drivers on the medium tyres. Obviously, we just spoke there about the tyres, so we'll take a look at them as Boosted, the two Haas drivers in 11th and 12th on the medium tyres. Iggy, Yo-Yo, H. Bosworth are all on the mediums. James Biscuit and Atix are going aggressive on the soft tyres, so keep an eye out for them. Keep an eye out for them at the start. Chris is not racing, Barry, because he's got some internet issue in South Africa at the minute. So there you go for the pit stop strategies. Potentially you just saw those. There's the tyre strategies for the start of the race. Yeoman is the only man on the medium tyres, sorry. Everyone else in the top 10 are on the softs, and the back two are on the soft tyres already, and we're just about to get underway for this Austrian Grand Prix. The championship leader and second place man in the championship are running 7th and 8th, so keep an eye on them. We've got Stinos in first, who's been doing supremely well in the few weeks he's been here. He takes another pole position. We're seeing these drivers line up. What can Atix do from the back? What can James Biscuit do from the back in that white Red Bull? Atix for his home race here. Got the other Aston Martin driver, Bugs Bunny, in third place. Will he get a good start? We're going to find out in a few moments' time, as we're just waiting for the green flag for us to go racing, as we're seeing a little error there with the timing screens. We're just waiting for this to start. Boosted has left the session. We'll hope he can get back in, but we've got 5 lights here, and we're away for Monday night racing for the Austrian Grand Prix. Stinos looks like he's got a good start, but Bugs Bunny has also got a start and go alongside the Red Bull as they go side by side. No, the Mercedes, though, of Young One is trying to attack Crossfires, and there's some damage in the background there. Ami Aguna is round and towards the back of the grid now. He's lost 4 places in this race as we go up towards turn 3, side by side between Mr. BT and Stenos. He goes round the outside at turn 3 and takes that first place, and Stenos is on the charge back towards turn 4. Is he going to go for a move on the inside? No, too far back, but Bugs Bunny goes deep on the brakes, and now Crossfires is going to take that third place. Young One has stayed in 5th place, but he is on those medium tyres and looking quite promising. Apex has moved up a position. Anthony has dropped a position. Iggy Combo has moved up quite a few places on those medium tyres. As we go back towards the front, Crossfires is moving right and then moving left and trying to defend that position from Bugs Bunny. Got a yellow flag towards the back. Amir Guna is around there and having some issues. Got boosted, who's coming around turn 14. Few drivers in the pits with some wing damage. We're on lap 2 of 36, and Stenos is trying to get away with the Crossfires under threat from Bugs Bunny, but also threatening Mr. BT towards turn 3 now as it gets right on that rear diffuser. A little bit of contact there. Is Bugs Bunny going to take an opportunistic move here with that bit of oversteer moment out of turn 3? Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. There's a little twitch to the inside for Crossfires, trying to put off the driver ahead, but doesn't do so. We're looking further back, and Big Weir is overtaken Anthony there for 7th place. He's going to try and keep on the coattails of Apex just ahead. There is still a big train of cars behind, and looking very, very exciting as it stands. Trunders and Amir Guna are very close together. We'll see if we can get boosted back into the session. I'll just try and give him a very quick invite if I can. As we'll just go back to the front quickly as we just try and find boosted. There he is, and we'll try and get him back in. We've just now sent him an invite, but it looks like there's going to be a move sent there from Yo-Yo, and it was done on the straight there, nice and easy for the McLaren driver. No time at all separates some of these drivers, and Mr. BT goes down the inside at turn 4 on Stenos and takes that first place. Crossfires is still close behind Stenos. He's going to wait for the next DRS zone. This is the problem, and also great thing about the Red Bull Ring with the 3 DRS zones. It's so hard to get away from people if you're all at very similar pace, and even if you drop back just a little bit, you can make it back through the 3 DRS zones, and there's not many corners to try and gain that pace to get away. As you can see, this big train of cars here as we come around turn 10 all the way back to Anthony, I'd say, and then it's going to start dropping back from there. I think there's going to be a top 8 unless James Biscuit can start gaining positions, as we're trying to see him do here as he potentially looked to the inside at Warren there at turn 6, but wasn't able to make any sort of move there. Trunders is right on the back of him as well as they come around turn 8. Bugs Bunny's the first man to get a penalty on the board as he's 5 tenths separating the top 2, but there's 2 tenths separating second and third as Crossfires may try to make an overtake there, but there is a bit of a DRS train going on here, and it's all, I said, going back to Anthony, and it's just this big train of cars. This is so exciting, and to be fair, if there would have been no mistake from Ayaguna and James Biscuit and potentially Trunders as well, I think this could have been 11 cars towards the front of the field. This is absolutely amazing racing in Monday Night Racing. As I said, please subscribe to the channel so it keeps us a bit of encouragement for season 3, which is going to happen. It will start in early to mid-January of 2021. We will have a Christmas break, might have some streams for you, some little one-offs in the Christmas break to keep everyone nicely entertained if they're a bit bored through Christmas. And there's no boring action going on here as we're seeing some action through turn 5 as Trunders gets past James Biscuit there and is on the charge, and he's now going to try and get past Warren, but he has got 11 second deficit to the next driver behind. You're seeing this top 3 now battling for position, and Stenos is going to try and fight back for first place as he looks to the inside at turn 4. They go side by side, a bit of wheel contact between the two of them. He gets pushed onto the curb. Crossfires might try and make an opportunistic move here. There's 2 Dutchmen in this fight for first place as it stands. And Bugs Bunny is still very close behind as well. As I said, it's still all the way down to 10th place. There's nothing really separating any of these drivers. We'll actually see how much is separating them from the leaders. 2.5 seconds, 2.7 seconds from 8th place as we see Big Bugs Bunny going wide through turn 10. And just go back to the interval screen there as Stinos is trying to get away, but is not able to just yet. All these drivers as well is trying to save their batteries as much as possible. It's really crucial around here. We've got a yellow flag there. Apex and Atix and James Biscuit. Atix 5-second penalty for a severe collision with James Biscuit. As we see the top two fighting again, we'll go back to them. We can't cut away from them at all as we see them go side by side through turn 6 now. Mr. BT is going to try and go round the outside. He's got his nose ahead as they go through turn 7. They're still side by side as now Mr. BT is just a little bit of wheel contact and they're still going through. Stinos now takes first place as he goes defensive through turn 9, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving, telling him to get on with it. If Crossfires is try and make a move here. This is absolutely amazing racing, and Mr. BT is going to look to the outside now. Stinos is going to make him do it the hard way, as he is going to try and do it. No problem for Mr. BT. That was sublime a move there, but he did get a 3-second time penalty, which we think was quite unfair. Crossfires is trying to get in this fight for first place now as we come up towards turn 3. Does get the move done on Stinos. Stinos is going to look to the inside. Bugs Bunny is now looking to the inside. It's all going on lap 7. Young One is going to try and fight for these positions as well on the medium tyres. Apex has got a great view of these overtakes going on here. Half a tenth separates the top two now as we're seeing fights all over the field, and this is a show reel highlights race if I've ever seen one on lap 7. Bugs Bunny is going round the outside as Stinos. Great racecraft. As I say that, there's a bit of wheel contact, but it's nothing as the Crossfires is now down the field and round at turn number 8. And I'm already losing my voice in this race. It's unbelievable. And he's now out the fight. It's the top 7 potentially. Look how close they all are as Stinos is holding up this pack. This has let Mr. BT get away somewhat. And now Bugs Bunny goes through. Young One is trying to go through as well. And Bugs Bunny is round and into the wall. He's got it going in the right direction. Doesn't look like he's got wing damage there potentially. Maybe a bit lucky for him there. We'll go back with Apex, the championship leader, down the inside on Stinos. And side by side they go through turn 3. Who's going to get the best traction out of turn 3? Both got DRS by the looks of things. They do. And Apex is going to have the inside now with Big Weird just behind them. The Mercedes of Young One in second place on those medium tyres. Stinos is now negotiating turn 5 with Apex on the outside into turn 6. And the move is done for Stinos. He's up into third place. Big Weir has been quiet for these first 8 laps, but he might start coming alive now as we come across this hill and into turn 9 for the 8th time. And Apex not taking the optimal line there through turn 9. Bugs Bunny has now entered the pit lane. Still all to play for though, as we're only on lap 9 of 36. The yellow flag there for is that for Bugs? Is he spun in the pit lane? No, that's that is certainly not good. 1.3. Separate the top 2. Sorry guys, I don't know what's we're sorry about that guys. I just lost the telly there for a second. That was awfully strange. There's some overtakes going on here. Crossfires has just got past Iggy Combo. DNF'd is Bugs Bunny there. He's just making his way out the pits. He did retire in the pit lane. Trunders gets past Warren, moves up into 11th place. We're on lap 9 of 36. A couple of time penalties there. We've got 16 of the 17 drivers left in this race. If you just joined us, take a look back at the first 7 or 8 laps. That was absolutely incredible racing. I've been doing commentary on and off for about 2 years now, and that was probably one of the best first seven laps of a race I have ever seen there. That was absolutely amazing. Hopefully we're still going to get some great racing between a lot of these drivers, as a lot of them are still very, very close together as they come down towards turn 4. Once again, Young One is still keeping close tabs on Mr. BT ahead of him on those medium tyres. The medium tyres are certainly going to come into play now as the best tyres. That's got to be for sure. And as we see these drivers negotiate turn 7 now, turn 8. Sorry, I'm like running out of words because of those first few laps were so good. And we're seeing Stinos come around turn 10, still very close to the back of Young One, who doesn't have DRS, and it looks like we're still going to get this sort of 6-car train, potentially Young One. Young One, it's not even in this race. Anthony dives into the pits in 7th place now, first man of the top 6 to pit. You see H. Bosworth move up as well, as we see Trunders trying to overtake Warren here as we come in to turn 9. It's been a really good fight back here for Trunders. As we'll just see what Stinos can do. Around turn 3 comes. And we'll see, as Young One isn't in the DRS as of yet. I think Stinos, is he going to pit there? No, he hasn't. He's decided not to. As he can't make a late call, as he's half a tenth behind Young One. We're potentially going to see a move here from Stinos. See just at the top of your screen there, as they all negotiate turn 1, the louder curve, rather nicely. He's nicely behind Young One as they come up the hill through turn 2, on the brakes into turn 3, soft versus medium. So soft still working rather nicely. Young One's going to try and hang it round the outside for the defence. Who got the DRS? Young One did. Young Lights, sorry, I'm going to keep saying Young One. She's so used to Young Lights. Is got the DRS. Stinos is going to try and go down the inside at turn 4, but didn't make anything of that lunge there. It was big rears at the back of this 4-car DRS train, with Mr. BT only just ahead, and those medium tyres surely now are going to be the better tyres, as we see Bugs Bunny has left the session. Iggy and Anthony fighting for positions. They come around turn 6. Iggy going sideways through turn 6 there. Turn right to go left for Iggy Combo, and he was able to keep it on the straight and narrow there as they come around turn 1. This train of cars from first place. Young One has got into the DRS range of Mr. BT ahead. Mr. BT potentially might become the cork in the bottle now. Anthony has gone fastest at the moment in this race on lap 13 on those medium tyres. Watch out for him when these drivers ahead pit. He might have made the strategy call of them all here, as we see them come around turn 4 again. And just around turn 6, it's just 5-car train. Who's going to pit first out of the 5 of them? Young One is obviously going to be the man to stay out. Crossfires now goes fastest with that mistake at turn 3, I think it was. Oh no, it wasn't, as Mr. BT now dives into the pit. Attics has left the session. Just give me 1 second, guys. As I said, we're on lap 14. How about Attics leave the session? only a second and a bit separate the top three as it stands. Mr. BT that has dived into the pits. I think Big Rear has also come into the pits as well. And Young One has now taken the lead. Stinos still very close to the back of Young One though, and is staying out. Feels good on these soft tyres. As Apex now dives into the pits as well. As H. Bosworth is going to stay out. There's Mr. BT now coming around turn 6. Has got H. Bosworth to deal with. It's not a back marker. And Apex now comes out of the pits. H. Bosworth does just almost let him past there. But as we see Big Rear come around turn 1 and Apex come around turn 1 there. And he has got DRS and so is Big Rear. And he's going to try and make a move. I think he's a bit too far back at the moment. H. Bosworth has still got DRS though on Mr. BT. Will help his defence against Anthony. And Stinos is the only man not to pit out of those front runners. Yo-Yo is now in third, but some way back. Warren and Trunders still fighting for position. Trunders gets through again into 10th place. And looks like neither of them got DRS there. They were so close together. It just couldn't work out who was first. Now Stinos is into the pits. And where is the man in the McLaren going to come out? He goes onto the medium tyres. He's the last man to go on to the medium tyres. As he's just coming down the pit lane now. As there's Anthony. There's H. Bosworth. There's Big Weir. As he comes out just behind Big Weir there, so there's still going to be this fight, and H. Bosworth's getting involved in it as he's yet to pit and started on those medium tyres and really starting to get involved. LFR Clean Driver Award winner from last season is now in 7th place and letting Stinos through as well and let these front drivers fight for these positions. Apex looks like he goes up to 4th place. And they have got Yo-Yo to deal with as well, depending on when he dives into the pits. And we'll see how far away Young Lights is from everyone else. So he looks like he's actually going to come out, as it stands, behind H. Boston needs to pit, so he's going to come out behind Stinos and have some work to do. Yo-Yo comes into the pits, doesn't disturb the front runners all the way up to 6th place. And H. Bosworth is still out on track. How many drivers are yet to pit? We've got 1, 2. I think it's just 2 actually. We're seeing 2 drivers fight for position. It's Anthony versus Apex there, and Anthony has got the DRS, and Big Weir is still just holding behind these drivers. He hasn't got any DRS overtake to play with. Sorry. I'm just waiting to see when Young One comes in. It does say it's a 2-stop. I wonder if some of these drivers are waiting to do a 1-stop potentially. No safety cars or anything like that in this race. As we see Trunders is out of the race and into the wall. That might cause a safety car. And the safety car is out. And Young One is now going to pit. But I don't think he's going to hold on to that position. But what is everyone else going to do? Are they going to pit as well? So yeah, the safety car is out. So we just see young one pit. Is he going to come out in first place? He's a Mercedes. He's in the first pit box. I don't think it is going to be the case, but where is he going to slot in? As we see him now come out of the pits, he's going to come in second place. And what tyres has he gone on to? The soft compound of tyre. And so my guess is he's going to do a double soft now, surely. I don't think he can go to the end on those soft tyres. I think that's a little bit too much of an ask. This is going to be very, very interesting now. And how many other drivers are going to pit? H. Bosworth comes in for the soft tyres. Some drivers have gone on to the hard tyres. James Biscuit is coming around turn 12. Yeah, this is a very interesting one. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. So I think we will see the boosted car will get involved in a bit of traffic potentially in this safety car. I'm just going to take a couple of refreshments, especially seeing as I've lost a bit of my voice in this race already, and I'll be back within the next minute or so. And I'm back, everyone. So we're on lap 21 of 36. We've had the safety car out for a few laps. Boosted and Attic are in this session. We've had 2 drivers DNF. We have technically got 13 drivers in this session. People watching, if you're not racing, who's going to be winning this race? I think we still got some drivers probably to do another pit stop. Maybe those mediums can go to the end with the aid of this safety car. Young Lights, can you keep doing that? Young Lights is going to struggle. On those soft tyres to get to the end. Safety car is in this lap. That was a nice early call there. We have got Essex at the back. We've got Boosted sort of in the midfield there, just a little bit, I think. Yeah, so he's between the 2 Alpha Romeo driver boosted there, gets a 5-second time penalty. Serious collision with Iggy Combo. I'm sure Iggy's going to get the same there. He might get that off because it's an AI car. If he appeals it, he might not even get one. I didn't like he actually got one. We're going to see when Mr. BT gets away. I think he has. He must have done. There is a 5-second penalty slapped on to Iggy Combo's race time as we come out the final corner, and we're away again for the Austrian Grand Prix as we go into turn 1 with first place Mr. BT, as he did get quite a good start there and was able to claw a bit of a gap there. As you see, Apex has got the fastest lap on this race with a 1:05.834. Good lap from him as we go back to the timing screens. Apex is very close to the back of Young Lights. Maybe those soft tyres not working as well as he would like. Anthony has moved down a couple of places there. Boosted is dropping down the order and now just going to be fighting with Attics as Crossfires and Iggy Combo go side by side. Through turn 6 they go. Crossfires moves up to 11th place. Ami Aguna wants to get in on the front as well, moves up to 12th place. There's a two place loss there for Iggy Combo, and in 1.5 corners has seen him now drop down to 13th. 1/10 separate the top two. We didn't see the overtake for the lead. I am sorry, we are seeing an overtake there for Anthony through turn 1, and gets the move done as we climb up the hill for the 23rd time through turn 2, and now through turn 3 back towards the front. Seeing Big Weir trying to keep very close behind Mr. BT and Young One, able to hold their charge on their ERS a lot better than the drivers behind, and that, if they're listening, would be music to their ears, I suppose. We're just seeing them now down towards turn 9, as we didn't see anyone on the stream. Who do we think is going to win? Is it going to be Young Lights on those soft tyres? He's going to take them to the end. Mr. BT, as Young Lights sets the fastest lap by a few tenths of a second as we come around turn 1. As James Biscuit is moving up some places, gets through on Warren now. Warren is going to try and fight back. He has got DRS for company as well. H. Bosworth is moved up on Yo-Yo side by side there. Warren now goes for a lunge, goes really deep, way too deep, and cuts across the corner there as he's now getting one out of the way onto the grass. Needs to be careful when he comes back onto the circuit. He really did miss his braking zone there. Crossfires goes down the inside there. James Biscuit is going to try and move up on Yo-Yo now. He has been holding a pretty decent position. James Biscuit might get in the fight for first place still, potentially. We have got a few laps remaining in this race. It's just going to be interesting if Young Lights can keep his tyres in the right window for the rest of this race. It looks like he's going to have to try and go to the end, because the other drivers potentially going to be able to do it with that aid of that safety car, as James Biscuit now overtakes Yo-Yo, and Crossfires maybe looking for a move on Yo-Yo as well. Ami Aguna is getting involved also, is Ami Aguna is going to try and look for a move here, and Yo-Yo might be in a bit of a sandwich here. It looks like potentially that is going to be the case. 3 abreast into turn 3. Ami Aguna breaks the latest there and is the most rewarded with gaining 2 positions through turn 3. What a move for the Haas driver. Now going to look for an attack on James Biscuit. Crossfires tries the dummy on Ami Aguna, but that isn't going to work as there's close battles all over the field. Warren and Iggy Combo through turn 5. Side by side action between the two of them. Warren comes out on top for the time being, as 6/10 separate the top 2. It certainly isn't over between these drivers at the front. Apex and Stinos ever so close together, with Big Weir just behind, having a very quiet race, just watching all the action unfold ahead of him. Is he going to see some more action unfold ahead of him as Stinos is looking for a move here? He's going to have to go around the outside as Crossfires has retired from the race. Safety car deployed. As that's another one that is going to make this ever so interesting. Now everyone is going to go onto the soft tyres. There's been so many twists and turns. I said it at the start of the show. You didn't see, or sorry, you didn't hear that, as obviously my microphone was stupidly on mute. But I did say there could be some twists and turns. 5-second penalty for severe collision. Amir Guna and James Biscuit there. And Amir Guna has got some wing damage. And we're going to have to see what happens. We're going to have a quick look at the penalties, actually, because that could be telling for this race. 3 seconds. Stinos none, Apex none. Young One has got none. There's a Mercedes round there. Mr. BT is out. What on earth happened there? As I wasn't, and I might have to take that back. That was very, very strange indeed. Really not sure what happened there. James Biscuit now moves up into second place. Stinos is in first. And very, very lucky there. I don't know how he didn't see the safety car. He may not have realised he was in first place. As we lost a load of drivers there. Not too sure what has happened to Mr. BT. We certainly had some action in this race. Everyone has got to have gone on the soft tyres, surely. Not everyone has. Stinos has stayed out on the mediums, and the drivers behind have gone on to the mediums. Is Apex going to win this race between Stinos? Stinos is liking the position Apex is in. He can claw back. If it stays where it is, he can claw back 15 points. 3 seconds. I'm not too sure what Young One is done there. Mr. BT leaves the session. He actually let Boosted through there, which is rather strange, I thought. But we'll have to see what happens. Crossfires leaves this race. We're down to 11. It has been very action-packed, mind, in this race. There has been a lot of DNFs, but there's been some absolutely amazing on-track action. So close between the top drivers. I'm sure a lot of the drivers have got a bit of a sweat on at the minute, and it has really been very good to watch. I didn't say earlier on, oh sorry, I did say, but you didn't hear. Apologies, last night the race was cancelled. A lot of drivers couldn't make it. We had the Mexico City Grand Prix, of course, which was rather dull. And yeah, we only had about 8 or 10 drivers, and if any drivers are listening, I am going to put a rule in this week that we have to have a minimum of 14 drivers to start a Grand Prix for the rest of the season and beyond. It's a nice, fair number. 14 is probably just about the limit for me on what is acceptable for a league race. Obviously, we have had drivers dropping out at the last minute, obviously due to commitment and family and whatever issues. It's absolutely fine. But the 14 is going to be a bare minimum. And we've only got a few laps in this race. It's minimum time left in this race. It has gone and flown by. Safety car is in this lap, as you saw a few moments ago. The safety car is pulling away. Stinos is backing up that pack. We're just going to go to tyres. Look at that, from 5th place back. They're on the softs. As Stinos, I think, gets away now. He does. And James Biscuit was not full, but he is round, and that's going to cause an issue. That's going to cause a big issue. As Stinos, is out of this race. He's had a big accident there, and I don't think that's going to cause a safety car, but that has caused a hell of an issue there in this race, and that was just a driver error there. Got drivers who have been hit by other drivers. Not too sure what's going on here. And this race has thrown up a lot of twists and turns, as I just keep saying. Going to keep an eye on what young one is doing here. He's seemingly having a spot of bother by the looks of things. We're looking towards the front. Apex has made a move on Warren, and Warren is now been overtaken by Big Weir. So Big Weir had a quiet race, kept himself out of trouble. And saying that Stinos is round and hit Warren, and they're out as well. What is going on in this Austrian Grand Prix? Safety car again. This is unbelievable. Yo-Yo is leading the Grand Prix. Apex, it may take the lead, win in this race. The top two in the championship might come first and second. H. Bosworth is in the pits. And this has been absolutely unbelievable. I think the stewards are going to have a hard time today. We are going to have a few laps left to run in this race. Yo-Yo is going to lead the pack away, potentially. Is he going to pit, or is he just going to try and stay out for track position? He isn't going to pit. As no, he does not pit. And it's going to get very, very interesting. We can't have the safety car out for very long at all. It's a young one. Yeah, I keep Young Lights gonna have to sorry Jerome, and I might just say Jerome, that might make it easier. Young Lights is in 7th place, still in a chance here. We're still in with a chance of some points. Had so many DNFs in this race, but it has been so close, so it's bound to be slightly more, a lot more chance of collisions. As we see all these drivers, I don't know who is going to win. Apex is the only man without a penalty. Stinos is out of the race, not going to be getting himself any points today. Apex might gain somewhat of an advantage. We're going to have 5 races left of the season after this race, and Apex is looking more and more like he's going to be the Season 2 Monday Night Champion, as that lead is going to get ever so bigger now. He's 2nd place in the championship. He's just behind him, but he needs to be finishing ahead of him to claw back some of those points and try and get back into the fight. It's a shame that we lost Leclerc, because they were having a great championship scrap. As we're going to have the safety car in this lap. That was a late call, but it just wasn't just late enough, I don't think. As I've seen Young Light, stop it Joe, Young Light right on the back there of Iggy Combo. I think the front man has gone, and he's going to have to try and get a really good start to the race because of those hard tyres that he's running in, quite old hard tyres now. And we're going to have 5 laps left. Yo-Yo goes wide through turn 1, and Apex is going to go for a move. He's going to have to go around the outside, but those soft tyres are going to be so much better than the hard tyres, and he gets through before the braking zone. Yo-Yo brakes late, but not late enough to hold a defence there. Big Weir is now going to have to try and get past. He's going to want to try and fight with his championship rival. And see what he can do here through turn 6. And when we cross the line, Sorry guys, we've got a yellow flag, sorry about that. We've got young light. Sorry, oh my god, that's going to get so irritating. Young light, who's had an incident there. He's now spun round. And really having a bit of a treacherous day, I must say. As he's not going to finish for the points, I don't think. He's just going to retire in the pits. Had a bit of a shocker. Big Wheel is going to look to the inside at turn 3 on Yo-Yo. He needs to get that move done. The 82 car gets through and in to second place. Now Anthony is going to try and pick up the scraps from that fight before with Big Weir and gets up into third place. But is there going to be a bit of a switchback move there from Yo-Yo? No, he wasn't able to get the grip, but there is going to be one from Amir Guna. He moves up into fourth place. They go side by side through turn 6 and gets that move done on the exit. And it's all to play for now on lap 33. Once we cross the line, we're going to have 3 laps to go. The championship leader is in first place as it stands. It's been such a hectic race. Check it out. There's a lot of DNFs, but there was a lot of great fights as well. So if you haven't watched the whole race, make sure to take it back. Please make sure to subscribe to Limitless Gaming Esports. We will have some Pro Club stuff. We'll have some one-off F1 events, maybe some Gran Turismo stuff. Who knows what the future will hold. We're just dealing with a bit of F1 for the foreseeable future, but we may have plans to bring in some further things later on. But right here, right now, Anthony is going for a move around the outside at turn 3. Big Weir holds up a defence. Now Emir Guna is coming through to take third place. And they're going to go side by side now into turn 4. Potentially Anthony's going to have to go the long way round. He is able to brake later though, but isn't able to get that move done. Amir Guna stays in third place with that original overtake at turn 3. 2.2 seconds separate the top 2. No penalties for Apex. And we'll just have a look at the penalties very quickly. 6 seconds for Big Weir, 8 seconds for Amir Guna, and that means that as it stands, Big Weir is still in second place. Not even got 6 seconds, so Amir needs to get past and gain a couple of seconds on Big Weir, and he's definitely going to try and get past now. Big Weir is going to know this. He's going to want to play the long game. He is in recharge at the moment as he's clipping on the straight, and Amir Guna, that was easy pickings for the Haas man. He's going to have to defend for Anthony as well. He's going to try and go around the outside. Good defence again from the 82 car, but Anthony is going to try and fight back in the 23 car of the Williams. Going to look to the outside there, just gets enough room from the Aston Martin as we're on lap 35 of 36. Apex, the Monday Night Championship leader, is going to gain a little bit more in the championship lead and getting ever closer to that Monday Night Championship. Big Weir is in third place. Young Light is now retired from the session. It's not looking promising for Amir Guna. He's still got to gain the 2.5 in this final lap. It's all to play for though, for second place actually, between Anthony and Big Weir as they come around turn 1. Is there going to be anything to play for here? Potentially side-by-side action there between Yo-Yo and H. Bosworth. And we'll go back towards the front of the grid. Is Anthony going to go for a move here? This is one of his last chances to make some sort of overtake. Amir Guna is trying to make some defence there from Big Weir. There's no need for Big Weir to overtake. As it stands, he will still get second place on penalties. We're just going to keep an eye on Anthony though as he runs wide through turn 6. Doesn't pick up another penalty there as he's now really using all of the road. But we'll go towards the front. I think that's going to be it for the battle for second place. We're going to watch Apex. He had a really quiet race, but at the end, he's loud and proud and wins the Austrian Grand Prix with Big Weir coming in second, Anthony third. Amir Guna is in fourth. As we've, for some reason, we got Sky coming back up again. And Anthony. Apex takes the win for the Austrian Grand Prix. That was a hell of a race. And a shame tonight, but he had work commitments tonight. But hopefully you all enjoyed that one. That really was an enjoyable one for me. It was had a little bit of everything, that one. A couple of safety cars, a lot of overtaking, a few DNFs, and some really, really good battles and some controversy as well. That was a really good race, that one. But 7th place from the grid for Apex Finley there, and showing that he really is potentially the champion-elect at the moment, and or going to be that way very, very soon, as Apex takes the win and that 25 points. Big Weir in the championship comes home in second. Anthony is third. Ami Aguna is fourth. Yo-Yo is fifth. Iggy Combo is sixth. Seventh is H. Bosworth. Boosted in 8 Attics left the session earlier on. Young One, Warren, Stinos, James Biscuit, Mr. BT, Crossfire, Trunders and Bugs Bunny all DNF'd in this session. Well, guys, as I said, that was a cracker of a race. I hope you enjoyed that one. Some of the drivers are not going to have enjoyed that, but others are going to have loved that race. That was one of the best races of the season so far, I must admit. That was an absolute cracker. Tomorrow night, we are going to be back. Broomhandle is going to be taking the handle of Tuesday night racing tomorrow for the French Grand Prix. Make sure to come back for that one. I should know what Sundays is, but I don't. So I will let you know in just a second what Sunday is going to be, because of course we were going to have Japan, but that was cancelled, so we'll move on and we'll have a 17 race calendar, as USA will be on Sunday. And for next week, of course, we'll be back next Monday, hopefully back with Lee as well, and we're going to be back for Spain next week, and then the week after that we're back for the final sprint week, and that will be China for Monday night. Anyway, as I said, please subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 150 by the end of the season. We've got a few weeks left to do that before our Christmas break, before season 3, so we might have some pro clubs to put on the channel soon. As I said, please make sure you subscribe to Limitless Gaming Esports. I have been your host, LGE Kingsome, and we hope to see you tomorrow night for the French Grand Prix.